Hello YouTube, JoJo3102 here with you, and I have another video for you today. And what this is this is the Victorinox one-handed trekker. Okay, and I got this knife back in January, maybe February-ish. So I've been carrying it for almost a year now. Haven't had a chance to do a review on it. Wanted to get one out there, but this knife really, and I'll be honest with you, gets very little use, except for a couple things I added, but I'll go over that. Why I got this, because I've always carried, one thing I've always had before I got into carrying, Spydercos and Kershaws and things like that, is I had my blue Victorinox. I think there's a couple videos back of that. That's one of my favorite knives. I got that blue knife from a friend of mine's dad. It was one of the few first knives I ever got. Always kept that Swiss Army knife with me. It just got to a point where it was starting to get old. I didn't want to lose it, the sentimental value of it. I wanted to retire it, but I wanted something to take its place. And the one-handed trekker has taken its place. This knife goes with me just as my backup. It's always sometimes comfortable to know and reassuring to know that you have a Swiss Army knife, a Victorinox Swiss Army knife with you, just in case that just in case things break out or something you need some tool. It's always nice to know that you have a Victorinox with you, Swiss Army knife that you can use. Okay, but this is a lot different than my old Victorinox. This is a one-handed trekker. It does have the Spyderco type hole here. It is the combo edge, which is serrated in the beginning, which is plain edge in the beginning, and goes to a full serration at the tips. Okay. It is a locking blade, which is a little bit different, which I wasn't used to, but I really do like that feature. What I don't like about it is that for right-handers, it's natural you're used to pushing the lock to the left to close it, but this one is more set up for a lefty, where you would push it to the right to close the blade. Okay. Just quick showing of the other tools that are in here. You have your can opener, which has another flathead screwdriver on it, can be used for that. You have your main blade, as I showed before. You have your main flathead and can opener, and wire strippers, I believe that is, which took me forever to figure out what that was. I never really understood it, because of course you never read the directions on the package. So that's a nail stripper, or wire stripper there. I'm sorry. Let's get this to focus back in. Okay, this blade here, which is new, which I didn't get until I actually pulled it out. I have used this. I did use this to tighten up a few screws around the house just to check it out. Is a locking blade, is a locking tool, which was really cool. I didn't realize that. So you push it in. Cut myself over here. Close it up. Very thick stock here for this flathead. And for the ball opener, I should say, can be used as a pry bar for a little bit of prying. And it also has, this model comes with the saw. Okay, this is a very sharp saw. This thing is awesome. Okay, so those are the tools that are on the inside. So we'll go ahead and put those away. Try to do this without cutting myself. That lock. So that's it. Okay. Then here on the back side you have the Phillips head screwdriver and an all or hole punch. This one differs from the hole punch that I had on my previous Victorinox, because this one does not have a hole. Mine had a hole for where you could put a piece of rope or twine or thicker material through, thicker twine, and you punch it through that way. This one does not have that hole, or the eyelet as it would be. Okay, so on here I did add small lanyard, so when it's in the pocket, you can loop it over. On my cargo pants is where I carry this. There's a small size pocket that this just fits into, and then I will loop this outside of the cargo pocket so that way I can grab onto it. Has a York skull here. York skull sits on there to give this lanyard a little weight so it doesn't flop around too much or fall back into the pocket. And then because there are no scissors on this pocket knife, none whatsoever, I added this little keychain scissor deal that I have here. This was on my previous Victorinox, so I found it only right to move it over to its new home on the new Victorinox. It has worked out very nicely. I will admit it sometimes does get in the way when you're trying to use the flathead screwdriver or the bottle opener. It kind of gives it an awkward feel being here on top right behind it. But you know, you get your hand in there and you get used to it. Kind of maneuver, finagle it around so it's out of the way. Okay, so it does now have scissors. It also has the toothpick, as many Victorinoxes do, and the tweezers. Okay, so that's the Victorinox one-handed trekker. Very cool knife. Let's see if I can show it. Where is it? Where'd it go? It's up here on this model. Let's see if I can get that to focus in. It says there's the angle. Victorinox Swiss made. Okay, there's my camera. Hey, but you know, it is a good knife. I do like it. I do, but like I said, I'll be honest, I really don't use it a whole lot. This is not my first choice when I need a knife or I need a tool, but it is a backup. And as I said, it's more of a comfort thing. I've always had a Swiss Army knife in my pocket. I used to always carry them. The only time I didn't carry one was when I was in, 8th grade, and I pulled it out in class, and my teacher took it away from me. You know, and I didn't open it or anything. I just had it in my hand. I was showing it to someone. She came up and took it, and my mom had to come get it. You know, and she was none too pleased with the fact that I pulled a knife out in class. Let me tell you. So don't do that. No pulling your knives out in class. So yeah, so that's the one-handed trekker. It does have a lot better ergonomic feel with the handle. Gives you a little bit more comfort here. It does have a nice solid with this rise here, the way the blade shape is. Gives it a nice little more finger choil. So you can put your finger or nub will grab in here. There's no jimping on this knife whatsoever. None around the edges. It's all nice and smooth. When you grip the handle, none of the tools here rub on your fingers or you feel like you're going to cut yourself. It's all nice and smooth metal. The edges are nice and rounded all the way around the knife. Even the top here when it's closed is nice and rounded and smooth here too over the thumb hole. All together, well put together piece of equipment. You know, you wouldn't expect anything less from Victorinox, but a well put together knife. Considerably much larger than my old Victorinox, considerably much wider and considerably heavier. But you know, like I said, that's not the point. That's not the issue. So I just want to go ahead and share that with you. Just in case you've never seen one or you were curious as to what a one-handed trekker looked like, some of the tools that were on there. So, okay. Alright, YouTube. Thank you so much. And as always, peace.